G'day guys, welcome to Mike's RC Review. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I'd like to wish you all a belated Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year to all of my viewers. I do apologise I haven't released any content lately, as I have been working on a couple of projects for you guys to showcase for 2021. As you guys know, I ended 2021 with a D110 build from Asia Tees and Team Rc4wd. This one here is a, the reason I didn't showcase this to you guys is because this is actually a second-hand purchase. Now, second-hand purchases, I know, really not much difference to brand new purchases, apart from the fact that I didn't assemble it. This is the Gelande 2 from Rc4wd Drive in the FJ40 build. So, the guy that owned this before me actually owns a real version of this in 1:1 scale. So he purchased the Rc4wd Drive FJ40 to put on his mantle. Problem is, that's a good 600 Australian dollars of crawler sitting there just collecting dust. So he very reluctantly ended up selling it. And when he put it up for sale, it actually lasted a while because he was asking a fair bit for it. So a lot of people did inquire on it, but I was the one who was lucky enough to actually end up buying it from him. So with a little bit of negotiation, he ended up selling it for the price that I was comfortable to pay, and also ended up throwing in express shipping as well. So I do thank him for that, because this is a vehicle that I've been trying to source now for a while. And as we speak, there is actually one that's for sale as well, which is a BF Goodrich version. It's a specialized version, or limited edition. It's got, in difference to this, this one is actually the builder's kit, so he had to paint it and assemble it himself. It came unpowered, so it was a roller, no motor, no transmitter, no receiver, which is how I got it. So I ended up putting my Hobby Wing Quick Run 1800 kV brushless combo that came out of my D110 Defender, which I actually purchased a new motor for that, which is a brushed motor, which I'll showcase to you shortly as well. It's my first brushed motor that I've actually gone with. It's nothing spectacular, nothing new. Reason being is the D110 is actually just going to be one of my mantelpieces. It's something that I'm not going to use all the time. Therefore, I didn't mind it just having a brushed motor, and I wanted to try a brushed motor, so what better vehicle to try it on, or what better rig to try it on than the D110. Now, the purpose of this video is not actually to showcase the performance of the FJ40, because it's very similar to the D90 Defender that I've got, because they do have the same suspension setup, same motor as well. Difference is the body, and in the FJ40 form, the body is slightly wider. Now, as you can see, it's got a little bit of bar work done to it. So the roof racks I actually fabricated myself from a little bit of Bunnings aluminium that you can buy for roughly $4, as opposed to buying a CC hand pair of roof racks. As you guys know, I like to put a lot of bar work to my rigs, but instead of going a basket for this, like a full-on roof rack system, I wanted to go just the roof bars to make the top end lighter. So it actually gives it a little bit better center of gravity at the front. Sorry, at the top. Now, in doing so, I have saved a little bit of weight, because those bars are aluminium, so they are a little bit lighter. The side steps also made myself, and that's just in response to being stuffed around by the shipping company that AliExpress use, because I did order a set of CC hand ARB front bumper, metal front bumper with the scrub bar as well, ARB scrub bar, and also the ARB side steps. Unfortunately, they are taking ages to ship, so I've had to make do with making my own side steps and my own roof racks for now, until those things arrive, which hopefully won't be too much longer. Now, the rear bumper also has an added feature to it, as you guys have seen, which is the rear basket with the tire holder. It does add a little bit of rear weight putting that system on, but I do just love the look of it. So this is going to be my top crawler, I guess, if you want to call it that. So it's going to be something that I can use for the trails, not more for rock crawling like I'm doing now, even though as a rock crawler it's doing fairly well. Now the reason it's doing very well is because of the Proline suspension that's on it. So they're 90mm Proline Pro Scalers, which are using 100 weight oil at the front and 80 weight shock oil at the back. Good articulation, fairly good flex, but it will not be like this for a long time. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this video for you guys, even though it's going to be a quick, short one, just to give you guys a comparison to how it performs now and how it's going to perform once I put the next upgrade, which I'll be doing today, which is converting it to the Rc4wd drive leaf spring setup. So I have purchased new dampers for it, specifically for leaf springs, and I have purchased both 80mm and 90mm shocks or shock dampers to make sure that I've got the right sitting height for the FJ40, because there's a lot of people who have said to me that do not invest in getting Rc4wd drive shocks, for example the ARB Old Man Emus and also the Superlift internal shocks, but I have been lucky enough that I did find them somewhere that sold them to me for very, very, very cheap. Those items that I've mentioned then, the Superlifts in 80mm you can normally buy for approximately 60 Australian dollars each, meaning it'll cost you $120 for a set, and $70 for the Old Man Emus in 90mm. So that's $140 for a set plus shipping. Now I managed to pick them up for not even half the price of that. There was a gentleman that I just recently got to know. His daughter is actually into crawling, and she actually mistakenly ordered those two sets of shocks, the ARB Old Man Emus in 90mm and the Superlifts in the 80mm, and they decided to just sell them off because they actually own a couple of Traxxas crawlers, and those shocks are they're not really suited for Traxxas crawlers, apparently. So I haven't used them myself, so I don't know. So now I am the proud owner of a set of Rc4wd drive Old Man Emus in 90mm form, and then the Superlifts in 80mm. So I've got both the shocks that I actually initially wanted to buy for this anyway, with the leaf spring setup. So, but as you can see there, performance wise, with the quick run motor from Hobbywing, the brushless ESC combo, with the rear metal basket at the back and the tire holder from Rc4wd drive, and also the roof racks or the roof bars, the winch. I've added a little bit of front weight to it just to give it a little bit of front down weight. The other thing I've done for this as well, guys, is I have purchased inner fenders for it, because it just looks very much an open, ugly toy without the inner fenders. So you'll be seeing inner fenders on this very shortly, and a lot of other stuff from CC Hand once they arrive. So hopefully they won't take so much longer now, and hopefully they'll arrive within the next week or so. So I'd like to conclude this by saying once again a very happy new year and a belated Merry Christmas to everybody. I am sorry that I haven't posted videos lately, but hopefully this gives you an idea of where things are headed. There's also another project in the works this year. So this year, more than likely, we'll see in my fleet an RC Run 80, LC80 Land Cruiser, and also a VS 410 Ultra, the highest version with the portals. So those are the two major items that I've got upcoming, that hopefully I'll be able to get within the first half of the year. And then after that, for the second half, I'll probably want to get some sort of a Jeep. So it's a shame that there's a lot of Jeeps out there that I can get, and you guys know that I'm into hard bodies. So more than likely it will not be an SCX10, because SCX10s are not the hard body version. So I'm thinking of either getting the new Rc4wd drive released Jeep, which is an unlicensed body unfortunately, so it doesn't have all the features that I want, or the Absema Jeep that was released last year or the year before. if it actually ends up being re-released. So there's a lot of Jeeps out there, but we'll see. I do need a Jeep in the fleet. So hopefully in the next couple of months you'll see at least, at the very least, the VS410, if not the RC4wd Land Cruiser. And also this one here, the FJ40, once it's all built. This will also be repainted into the paint scheme that I want, which I will keep as a surprise for you guys. Hopefully you'll like it, but if all my other rigs are anything to go by, you know that I like things modern. This is based on around an 82 or 79 model FJ40, with the paint scheme obviously indicative of that period, that time period. There is also a new set of tyres and new wheels going onto this, so this will be something that will be like a resto mod in real life. So it'll have a paint job that's not too dissimilar from what it's got now, but it'll be in a modern take of it, in my the modern way that I normally do things. So hopefully you guys like it once it comes out, and I will showcase it to you once it's all complete. Next time you see this, guys, it will have leaf springs and all the CC hand bar work. It may take a couple of weeks, if not, up to a month, but hopefully by that time everything will be complete. So until then, guys, thanks for joining me. Once again, Happy New Year. Hope you've had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.